Hi, I'm Stephanie Epperson, and I work on the analytics team for NPD, where we partner with clients using advanced techniques and modeling to tackle things like forecasting, segmentation, and longitudinal buyer analytics.
Hi, I'm Paige Weisbrod, an analytics manager with NPD's food service practice, working closely with restaurant operators and manufacturers to provide insights that drive food service marketing and innovation.
Yeah, and it's certainly been a really interesting and challenging year, and we found that many of our analytic capabilities are becoming more relevant than ever before. In particular, our checkout service, which is a longitudinal receipt capture panel, has provided some really critical insights to clients, and we're excited to share some of those with you in today's session, which is star-powered LTOs.
Most of you may already be aware of checkout, but for those of you that aren't, we ask our panelists to download an app where they earn points for everyday purchases. Panelists snap pictures for all their paper receipts. In addition, we capture digital receipts through email scraping to get a complete picture of each consumer's spending habits. All that rich receipt level purchase data is then coded into our industry hierarchy to fuel analysis.
What's really great about this methodology is that it's very easy for panelists to participate, which makes it very sticky. We actually have over 70% of our panelists remaining active year over year. And this means we have clear line of sight to how the same customers are changing when there's an inflection in the market. We can use this data to help answer questions like, what happened to my customer base when restaurants closed on-premise dining? Or how did behaviors change when we launched a new digital platform? Or, as we're going to talk about more today, how did behavior change after a customer tries a new menu item or an LTO? Now, we know the year 2020 was a time of intense innovation in the industry. Restaurants and manufacturers had to pivot quickly to do new things and to manage through all the change in the market. So while there was a lot of innovation, we didn't really see much innovation come through on the menu. There just weren't that many new products and LTOs hitting the market. In fact, many chains were actually simplifying their menus and cutting menu items off the menu to meet the demands of the new operating environment.
Our team tracks food service behavior closely, so it really caught our attention when we started to see operators bring back LTOs in recent months. And what was even more interesting was that a number of them were tied to celebrity endorsements. As researchers, we're naturally curious and had many questions. Are these promotions successful, and how did they stack up to other LTOs?
As we dug into the surge in celebrity LTOs, our research showed us that using a celebrity to promote a specific menu item is not a new idea. Going back over 25 years, we saw McDonald's had teamed up with Michael Jordan to release the McJordan, which was a special edition cheeseburger that was offered in the Chicagoland area. We also saw Ringo Starr help to promote Pizza Hut's launch of stuffed crust pizza, which was a particularly interesting celebrity choice because he is actually very, very allergic to garlic. We also saw Oprah team up with Starbucks to produce her Starbucks Oprah Chai. And then who could forget that war of words between Jon Stewart and Arby's that ended in Arby's actually creating a secret menu offering in his honor called the Daily Double.
And if you fast forward to present day, we've seen a big influx in these star-powered LTOs. In particular, McDonald's made a huge splash in September with the Travis Scott meal that allowed you to order the American rapper's childhood favorites, followed up with another twist on classic menu items beloved by J Balvin, the Colombian singer. There was also TikTok star and Dunkin' fan Charli D'Amelio, who teamed up with the chain to launch the Charli, which is cold brew with whole milk and 3 whole pumps of caramel sauce. Charli is still partnering with the brand. They offered a remix version of her drink, and she is now helping to sell Dunkin' merchandise, everything from scrunchies down to shoelaces. At a chain where you have endless possibilities like Chipotle, you can order a vegetarian burrito like singer Miley Cyrus. You can hope the Tony Hawk burrito will help with your skateboard kickflip, or support Shawn Mendes' foundation by enjoying the new cauliflower rice bowl. At Jersey Mike's, ordering Aaron's Way allowed you to include a Pepsi and Lay's chips with your sandwich. And more recently, Subway followed suit with endorsements from basketball stars Draymond Green and Jason Tatum. And these celebrity endorsements are not unique to food service. We've also recently observed singer Lady Gaga's limited edition pink Oreos, inspired by her recent album. So there's clearly no shortage of examples, but for this analysis, we're going to be focused on the performance of both McDonald's and Dunkin's celebrity offerings. So one question we had was, why are these star-powered LTOs so hot right now? And we think it really comes down to efficient innovation. During the pandemic, full-blown menu innovation slowed, and these celebrity LTOs were a great way to promote existing menu items without bringing in new ingredients or overcomplicating operations in the back of the house.
Right. So it's really clear that LTOs are a tool that restaurant chains have used for a long time, and that now we're seeing celebrity LTOs come back in a big way. But we also wanted to answer the question, how do these star-powered or celebrity-endorsed LTOs stack up to the other LTOs we traditionally see in the industry? So to answer this question, we will use NPD's LTO methodology. This is a method we developed to gauge performance and benchmark the success of LTOs and new product launches. In this analysis, we look at everything from reach, cannibalization levels, check lift, as well as the impact on the competition. Today, we'll be looking at just a few of these key metrics to gauge the success of the recent star-powered LTOs and see how they do versus our industry benchmarks.
One of those key metrics we look at to gauge LTO performance is buyer participation. This tells us how far the LTO reached and how many people you got to try the offer. Among the star-powered LTOs analyzed, 1 to 5% of chain buyers had purchased at least once, with the highest share of McDonald's buyers purchasing the Travis Scott meal on the higher end. To put this into perspective, these participation rates are below the 8% average that we've seen. In prior LTOs analyzed, we found that price promotions have the highest buyer participation. So if the goal of your LTO is to have the highest reach, consider combining your celebrity endorsement with a special price. But what's interesting to see is that while the reach was below what we typically see for new launches and LTOs, the products did appeal to some very specific demos. When choosing your celebrity endorsement, think about the target demographic and who is more likely to want to mimic their favorite celeb. Based on the individuals chosen, it's not too surprising to see that the Travis Scott meal performed well among Generation Z, and J Balvin resonated well among Hispanics.
And I had to laugh when I saw the demos for the Charli cold brew. It clearly appealed to those young TikTokers, but it also seemed to trickle over to their moms as well. I myself actually tried the Charli while out on a shopping trip with my nieces. And keep in mind, neither of my nieces have ever even tried coffee, but they were completely informed of the Charli drinks based on TikTok. They told me all the details and the exact customization that's included in her drink and convinced me that I had to try it. So even though I don't spend much time on TikTok myself, the Charli messaging came through loud and clear to me, which I thought was pretty funny and pretty interesting. One of the other questions we get asked about the customer base for LTOs and new product launches is, do these launches help to bring in new customers to the chain? Are we getting new people in our doors by offering these particular items? And what was interesting to see with these celebrity-powered LTOs is that they primarily appealed to the chain's existing customer. And this is really similar to what we most often see for LTOs in general. I think this makes sense. A chain's loyal customers are more likely to have awareness of LTO offerings. They're seeing the messaging and the marketing. And since they're already visiting the chain, they're the ones who are looking for new items to spice up their routine and bring something new to their visits to the chain. Now, we are often also asked, do any new launches do a better job at bringing in new customers if traditional LTOs aren't doing the trick? And we do see that when a chain launches a whole new platform, those types of launches do a better job at bringing in new customers. Some recent examples, things like Popeye's Chicken Sandwich or the Impossible Whopper, where there's a big breakthrough new platform that really gets people's attention and brings in new customers to the chain. But keep in mind, while traditional menu twist LTOs and these star-studded LTOs really appeal to a chain's existing customers, they still play a really important role in keeping things fun and exciting and keeping your existing customers coming back to your chain.
So even though your LTOs or your new menu item launches are largely going to appeal to your existing buyers, this menu cannibalization may not be unwanted if the overall check is higher with the purchase of an LTO. So in the case of our celebrity LTOs, all 3 of them helped lift party checks at a higher rate than we saw with our typical benchmark. So even though you're attracting an existing customer with your offer, if you are getting them to spend more per purchase, such as with these premium menu items, then it's still a win for a brand's overall sales.
One other benefit we wanted to mention with these celebrity LTOs is the ability to build adoption and continued use of a product category. We didn't see this universally in every celebrity LTO we looked at, but we did see some interesting things with the Charli cold brew. Buyers that purchased the Charli cold brew were more likely to stick with cold brew on future orders. And again, I could relate to this. Cold brew was not on my radar before my nieces convinced me to try the Charli offering. But after that experience, it's on my radar now. I will definitely order cold brew again, but this time maybe I'll only do 1 or 2 pumps of caramel.
So we saw some nice benefits of celebrity LTOs for the QSRs that they've partnered with, including hitting a key demographic. But we also wondered what type of benefit does it offer the star in addition to the generous endorsement payout?
A quick check of Google search trends showed us that the celebrities saw a boost in their name being Googled during the time that their item was being promoted. So pretty interesting to see that the stars also got a QSR powered boost from the menu items they endorsed, and their names were on more consumers' minds and on more consumers' Google searches during the time the items were promoted.
Bottom line is that these star-powered LTOs may be attention-grabbing. They sure did have the NPD offices buzzing, but they don't really outperform a well-executed menu innovation strategy when it comes to trial and reach.
That said, they can still play a really key role in helping you hit a key demographic, especially under your loyal existing customers. They can help build stronger check and a higher spend for those existing customers when they do come in, and they can help your customers adopt a new category that maybe they hadn't tried before. I also think they're a really great way to remind customers about customization opportunities within a chain that they might not have top of mind. And last but not least, they play a great role in building excitement, innovation in an efficient way with lower menu development costs, limited supply chain impacts, and less disruption in that back of house environment.
So if you're a restaurant operator or perhaps a manufacturer partnering with an operator on a new launch, you need to think about your goals for the new menu item. There are times when it's all about reach and breaking through in a big way. In those cases, innovation, whether you're entering a new category or with a solid price promotion, is going to be the most proven route to get the most customers engaged with the offer.
Absolutely. But that said, there may be times where full-scale menu innovation isn't warranted. Maybe there are times where you're looking to reach a key target group or build excitement and engagement in new ways with your existing customers, or you want to highlight that ability to customize your order. If you find yourself in any of these situations when thinking about your LTOs, it might be time to look to the stars and consider what a star-powered LTO could do for your business. That's all we have on our star-powered LTOs today. We want to thank everyone for joining, and we're sharing our contact information here in case you have any questions. We're always happy to talk about ways we can use our analytics to help answer your critical questions, to help you understand today's very dynamic market.
Yeah, if you have any questions about the LTOs we talked about today, or you want to learn how to track and benchmark your own menu launches, we'd be happy to talk. So please feel free to reach out directly.